5 players that have been skyrocketing up my draft board. I love these guys. They are must drafts. If you do not draft these players or get a piece of at least 2 out of 5 of these players, you will probably lose your league. Your league mates are going to get them and win the league. You don't want that. You want to have access to these 5 must draft players that I absolutely love. Now, these guys were in 16 rounds back in May, but lately they have really taken a shining to me. Some people say, well, Joe, you weren't on these players before. I was. They were in my 16-round draft solution. In fact, I drafted a couple of these guys way back when I did my draft in May. But now I'm more into them. Does that make sense? So 5 must-draft players here on this beautiful Sunday out here in the Northeast. Guys, I am super excited. Fantasy football is full flow. If you have not smashed the button, if you have not subscribed, do it right now, because this is the only channel telling you the truth. I give you breaking news. I give you truth that matters, meaning picks that actually are going to help you win your league. So hit the thumbs up. It takes a second of your time. Could have already done it already. I really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm. And drop a comment below. Who's a must-draft player that you must have this season? Drop it in the comments below. And if you have not secured the 16-round draft solution, you are missing out. This weekend, use the code WIN to save. I've linked it below. Use that promo code, and you will be light years ahead of the sheep. I give you an ironclad roster. Ultimate late round steals, sleepers, breakouts, everything on a silver platter. The cheat code. Grab 16 rounds. Rankings won't help you. This will. Grab it below or head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. All right, let's dive into these 5 players here on this beautiful Sunday. Hope you guys are having an outstanding day. We are so close. I've been watching a little bit of preseason, and I'm really not a fan of preseason because you're getting this like appetizer. It's like going out for a steak dinner or whatever meal that you like the best. And it's like going out for like a nice steak dinner. And you know when they bring out the appetizer, maybe let's bring out some bread, some water, right? Preseason is like, they don't even give you the appetizer. They just like, maybe they'll give you like a portion of the appetizer. That's how it feels. Like literally, like I don't want to see, a backup quarterback start. I want to get a good quarter out of my starters. And I understand like for fantasy, you don't want them to get hurt. I get it. But these guys have to get into shape. Like that's why I really respect the Chiefs, man. Pat Mahomes, he's like the top quarterback, yet he still comes out and plays a drive or two, and he's still integrated that entire offense. They don't rest their starters regardless. They give them the reps. You got to get those reps in. So that's my thoughts on preseason. I really don't like it. I want to see more of the starters, and the appetizer is not filling at all. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of that as well. I want to make it interactive, okay? And I will get to your questions below. All right, so now these 5 players. Now, here's the deal, right? I love these guys from when I saw 16 rounds. They were on my 16-round draft. I love the talent. I love the opportunity. I love the value. But as of late, I'll tell you who they are and why I like them more. Okay, let's start off with the first one here is Travion Henderson, all right? Listen, this guy had an amazing preseason game. The guy is 5'10", 4.4 speed, 202 pounds out of Ohio. Elite burst, amazing pass protection. The guy averaged 7.1 yards per carry in college. So I had all of these factors that cued into me putting him into 16-round draft solution, okay? And if you want the whole list, grab the solution below. And I put him in there back in, when I did the solution back in May. But as of late, I've taken a shine to him. And a big part of it is obviously the camp news. The camp news was huge, right? I'm like, oh my God, he's tearing up camp. He's amazing. Stevenson's not a threat there in regards to committee. This guy's going to be a full workhorse running back. And then I had Walter Football on. He and his partner there that do the fantasy analysis, his business partner, Charlie Campbell. I hear good stuff about this guy, how amazing his pass protection is. I'm like, okay, pass pro, great situation, cool, great speed, lighting up training camp. And then I watched the preseason game, that 100-yard punt return, looking good. Like the way that he was running, lowering his shoulder. Guys, this is very important. I say, oh, he's going to get hurt. No, listen, the guy's got guts. And he's also a man of faith. He just did a video saying, God, guides me. I'm here to, respect him. And that's a whole other realm if you're into the spiritual aspect, Jesus and that which I'm in, right? So he's got that. Great work ethic, raised right. Then you got the preseason game. Then you got the pass pro. Then I'm getting Charlie Campbell and Walter, who comes on the show as a regular, Walter from Walter Football, telling me he's a great player. Then I look at the situation. Dude, like, it's just an amazing kind of like perfect storm for an amazing fantasy situation. Now, where do you draft this guy? I got him in a big money league in the 3rd round. I had to get him. I had to get him there simply because I knew he wouldn't come back. Now, he could have swung back around because I've drafted from I think it was the 10th spot. No, sorry, it was the 9th spot. And when I comes back around, if I didn't get him in the third, coming this way, right? Because I went almost back to back, swung back around in the third, I would probably lose him because there's 6 or 7 picks in between, 8 picks in between. So I had to get him there. Like, if not, they could have taken him on that turn. I could have landed to the fourth, but I didn't want to take the risk. So I got him in the third round. Very happy with that. Really high stakes league. So listen, I love the kid. I cannot say enough good things, barring any injury. Now, he did have an injury back in college. He's past that. I believe he's past that, and I think he's ready to go. And man, am I excited about him. So Travion Henderson, make sure he's on your roster. Grab him. Tons of upside, okay? The last one, again, make sure you stay to the end. The last one I'm giddy about. You got to stay to the last one. I'm just as excited about Travion Henderson. So we'll save that to the end, the one I'm really excited about. But number 2 is a guy that I had in all my best ball drafts. I was drafting him back in May. And I was super excited about him to begin with because I said wait on tight end. But Tyler Warren's the guy. And in that preseason game, catching all those balls, looked like the primary target in that offense, regardless of who was throwing the ball, whether it be Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. I don't care because Richardson started that drive and he kept targeting Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is ultra exciting, man. They do not have a true wide receiver 1. I'm not sold on Downs. I'm not sold on Pittman. Tyler Warren, just target him. Now, here's the thing. I did actually 2 money leagues. I got a little bit of a confession here. I actually ended up doing a big money league like 3 days ago, 2-3 days ago, and he's kind of like an automatic pick. I was getting him around 7-8 type thing in best ball, and while I'm doing this draft, preseason game is going, so he's tearing it up, getting all these targets in season, week 1 of preseason, and I'm drafting, and I had to make a decision. I was on the 5-6 turn, and at number 5, I believe I went Calvin Ridley because, I go robust RB. I wanted to anchor my team with a safe wide receiver. So I go Calvin Ridley, and then this guy goes Hawkinson. I'm like, cool. The other guys go, and right before, it was going to come back to my pick, he picks Tyler Warren. So the guy stacked on the 5 and 6 turn, Hawkinson, and he goes Tyler Warren. I think the reason he did that, I know why he did that, because it's a tight end premium league, so it's 1.5 per reception per tight end. And he was probably watching the preseason game. Dude, I lost it because that is kind of like my money pick in all my leagues. He's my anchor tight end before I go to my sleeper tight ends and stack. He's like my go-to. So this was like a 2K buy-in league. So I said, screw it. I finished the draft, and I still did okay at tight end. I still wanted my Tyler Warren, but I ended up doing another 2K buy-in league. That's how pissed I was that I had to do another one, and I had to get Tyler Warren. I got him on the number 5 pick. I ended up drafting similar near the end of the first round. I got the 9th or 10th spot. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if you really want him, like, you're gonna have to go on that 5-6 turn in competitive leagues. Now, non-competitive leagues, you might get him, a little bit later, but it is what it is. But I love him. Okay, speed, red zone threat, amazing, phenomenal hands, yards after catch. He's got it all. Tyler Warren in a great situation there with the Colts. Okay. Number 3, this guy really jumped up my draft board lately. Again, the training camp news was a big part of it, but is Emeka Egbuka. Love the talent, love the upside, amazing route runner, elite after the catch, phenomenal natural hands out of Ohio, 205, 6'1", 4.5 speed, tough as nails. I love him, man. And you saw that first preseason catch looked pretty good. I don't know what it was, 15, 20-yard catch. Looked good. I think he got his jitters out if there's any jitters. And some of these guys, like we talk about this Ashton Genty -1, it's preseason. And, I mean, sometimes you can't make an excuse. Look what Kyler Murray did. Like, he just threw right to the defenders. Like, that's unacceptable for a veteran. Like, you can't excuse preseason for that. But if you have like Genty running for -1 yard, I don't even think it's his fault. The O-line kind of collapsed. It was like a stacked box type situation. Seattle came in, rushed in. But, you could kind of make some excuses. So Emeka looked good on his first catch. And, that's all we can ask for is that, Travion Henderson runs with his first catch. He was a punt return, runs for 100 yards. Emeka makes his first catch, kind of reaffirming what is happening in training camp and the stuff we hear about them. They're electrifying. They're doing good. So I'm wishing the best for this guy. Similarly, going back to that big money league, I was targeting Emeka, and I was watching a draft in this league, and basically this guy came off at the mid-8 a week before, and then a couple days ago he came off at the 7-2. So I thought I'd get him. Listen to this. I thought I'd get him on the 6. I ended up getting Caleb Johnson, who I still think is going to be a workhorse. He looked okay in preseason. Looks like he's going to be the workhorse, as I, reaffirms my suspicions. So I got Caleb on the 6 in that first money league, and I come back around. Emeka came off at the 7 too. I lost it because not only did I lose Warren, I lost Emeka. 2 guys I was targeting that I was supposed to get round 7, 8. Didn't happen, right? So always, if you want a player, you got to get him, especially these must-draft players. So Emeka, I believe he's going to be the one on that team. Godwin, his injury, they're not really telling us too much about it, but we know he's going to miss some time. And by that time, Emeka is going to be easily taking that wide receiver 1 spot. So in that other money, when I paid again to get in that league, I ended up getting Warren and Emeka on the 5-6 turn. Mind you, I lost out on Caleb Johnson and Calvin Ridley, and that was kind of a bit of a trade-off. So I have one league with Calvin Ridley and Caleb on the 5-6, and I've got another league with Emeka and Warren on the 5-6, but I was able to balance it out. And that's the thing, right? You got to have a balanced roster. You can't just, bank it on these players, right? That's why the 16-round draft is going to help you. So Emeka Ibuka, love him, target him. I'm more excited about him now than I ever was, right? Number 4 here is Keon Coleman. Again, wait till the end. The last one's exciting. Keon Coleman, I know a lot of people aren't excited about him. I get it. Last year was a bit of a disappointment. He got hurt. But here's the deal, right? The simple thing with Keon Coleman, I don't want to spend too much time on this, is that Josh Allen doesn't have anybody else. Khalil Shakir is like in a walking boot. He should be good to go week 1, though. And they don't have anybody else. Kincaid is going to step up a little bit. I do like his value better than last year, but I don't have a lot of Kincaid stock, right? They got Knox. They got other guys. James Cook is currently holding out. I don't know what's going on there, right? He was inflated last year simply because of things like Keon Coleman being hurt. Now I believe Allen believes in him. They've got a year under their belt, plus the offseason, plus training camp, the injury to Shakir. He's the one. He's the clear-cut one. He's got to step up. And a big part of that is he's got to be fed. And there's no one else to feed in this offense. Who else? They got Palmer there. Come on, man. Coleman's going to eat. And unless he absolutely sucks, then, it is what it is. But you still get a value. You're getting a wide receiver 1 round 8, 9, or 10, depending on your league, maybe round 11 in some leagues. And you're getting Josh Allen's number 1. And, talent. Remember, he was an early second-round pick last year. Just did not live up to hype. I absolutely love Keon Coleman. Target him on all of your rosters, okay? Just based on situation and talent. He's got to step it up, all right? Now, the last one. Again, make sure you guys grab 60 rounds. Drop a comment below. Let me know who you absolutely love this season. But the last one here, I'm absolutely giddy about, and I'm more giddy about him due to a recent development. So the guy I'm talking about is Omarion Hampton, 6 foot, 221, 4.46 speed, elite burst, physical runner, violent finisher, amazing in college last year, 5.9 yards per carry, 1,600 plus yards, 15 touchdowns out of North Carolina. Omarion Hampton, who lands himself in a great situation on the Chargers. Now, I understand they lost the left tackle, got banged up. I'm not really concerned. I was talking to, Walter from Walter Football. He believes obviously it's going to affect the pass protection a little bit, but the running lane shouldn't be affected too much with Omarion Hampton losing the left tackle. But here's why I love him, okay? I loved him before, but the Najee Harris thing was kind of destroying my buzz, right? Now, recently news, as of yesterday, I was hearing that Harbaugh doesn't really even want to comment. They're saying that, he's going to probably miss week 1. Dude, the guy is walking laps. There was a video on Snapchat with Najee Harris, couldn't even open his eye. I think they asked Harbaugh, they said something like, is he opening his eye? He's like, yeah, he's opening his eye. I saw that. I can answer that question. But they're not giving clarity. I think the guy's career's done, because if you lose one eye, or if you can't see properly, that's going to affect your depth perception. And what better position that needs depth perception than a running back? I mean, that's the most important position that needs depth perception, I would say. Receiver, of course, too. Guys who are tracking the ball, very important quarter. They all need depth perception. Let's be honest, okay? Unless you're maybe a guard or something like that. You're not catching the ball and you're just kind of pushing guys up front. But, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's got to be over for Najee. I can't imagine. And even if he's back, right, is he going to be 100%? How is he going to run? He's been walking, right? And Omarion Hampton has been seizing the opportunity, who's going to get the start, run away with the job. And I believe that if Najee comes back, he's going to be a change of pace guy. And it's such a great opportunity. That's why I'm giddy about it. That's why I had to do another Money League draft here to the end of the season and secure Omarion everywhere I can get him. And I have to get him in the second round because he's coming off as late as 3.1 in the big money league. So be aware. Now, in your league, they may sleep on him. He may fall. Depending if it's a casual league, how many people are in it, he may fall. But in 12-person big money league, Omarion Hampton will not see past 3.2 from what I've seen, okay? I've done a lot of these high stakes leagues, 12 person, and maybe he might fall to 3.5, maybe. But if you want him, especially if you're drafting, like if you have the 10th or 12th spot, if you don't get him at the end of round, not even round 1, if you don't get him at early round 2 or mid round 2, it's very unlikely he's coming back after that. So I just got, he's just a must have. I got to have him. Like, just situation, offense. I'm so excited about this. Remember how good Austin Eckler, who was not even half the talent that Omarion Hampton is going to be, did well in that offense? Like, even crappy J.K. Dobbins did okay in that offense. Like, can you imagine what was a real full workhorse? This guy's going to break. This is the number 1 running back in fantasy. As long as they keep Najee on the side and he stays healthy, Omarion Hampton is absolutely going to tear up leaves. He is the absolute must-have, okay? So draft him. You got to get him. Round 2 is where you got to aim to have him, okay? If you want the 16 rounds, I just launched the August mock draft. Grab it below. Drop a comment. Who is your must-have? And I hope you guys have an outstanding Sunday. Get out, get some vitamin D, enjoy the day, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell. Fantasy football full force. 5 must-haves. Get them on all rosters today. We'll talk soon.